Baby, I'm gonna have to make this money last, because y'all not gonna charge me $10 again. We are here in Curaçao or Curaçao. Honestly, I've heard different pronunciations, so either way, I'm not in the States, honey, and I'm an island gal. All right, let me give you this bomb tour for this room. I am at the Avila Beach Hotel in the Blue Wing Suites, I believe. And so this is typically for like honeymooners and couples. But you know what? I said I'm gonna treat myself, okay? So let's do this. The bathroom. Super cute. And then there's me. It's a cute size. For 2 people, maybe a little small, but honestly I'm by myself, so it doesn't even matter. And then the bed. Okay, king bed. But honestly, when you get this room, you're really paying for the view, because baby, look at this. Look at this view. It's gorgeous. When I tell you I'm super pumped for this trip, like honestly, ever since I had a taste of Martinique like solo, I was like, yeah, it's over. Like I said, if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch that video. That was my first solo trip ever. But this one, after that, it really put like a battery in my back, and I'm like, I'm gone. Bang. Let me backtrack a little bit. So I was planning a group trip back in January, and it was, you know, I invited people. I invited some people, and then it was the whole like, oh, let me know, and I was letting them know, and then I wasn't hearing anything, so I said, you know what, forget it, I'm gonna go by myself. But originally the trip was supposed to be to Curaçao, and then I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna go on a solo trip, I'm gonna go where I want to go. And I was fiending to go to Martinique, so that's why I went to Martinique. But since I had already done the research for Curaçao, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it as a solo trip, and here we are. So I'm excited. This hotel is beautiful. The customer service has been great. The plan for today, honestly, there is no plan. I'm gonna get some food. Y'all pray for me. I'm still dealing with acid reflux like 3 months later, so pray for me that the food here is just like good to me. I have a packed itinerary. If you know me, honey, the note section already planned out of everything that we're going to do. The reason why I picked this hotel is it's very central to the capital, very walkable. There's a lot of restaurants that are around here. They also have shuttles that take you to and from downtown, which is great. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I just need a break. Life has been hectic, and like I said, Martinique put a battery in my back, so I'm really about to be leaving, y'all. Like, I might invite people here and there on other trips, but in general, solo trips, once I had a piece of it, it's finished. I'm gone, okay? Know who you're talking to. It's gonna be a great trip, so hold on. All right, I just got back from SoFi 95. It's really not that far from the hotel. It was like a 30-second walk, so it was convenient. The food was, it was okay. Well, okay, let me say the first dish I ordered, which was this. It was a sea bass fillet. It was not, like, the greens were good, but the fish wasn't good. And then I ordered the duck roast, and that slapped. That was really good. I did drop a coin on that, so that plus the sea bass plus a bottle of water was 54 guilders. Now that's ridiculous. I had, you know, I put my order in, and then I realized like how much it was gonna cost, and it was just like, yeah, you're just gonna have to take that L. I think it would make sense, not as a solo traveler, I don't think I would recommend going there, just because the portions are small. They do say it does say on the menu that they recommend 2 to 3 dishes per person, because they are small plates, but as a solo traveler, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Good morning. It is about 8:30. Well, it's a little past 8:30. I am on my way to go find some breakfast. The place I want to go to is called Downtown 5999, I think. Don't quote me. It's about a 10-minute walk, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna eat breakfast, and we'll come back to the hotel. Yeah, so let's go. finished up at downtown 5999, or maybe it's downtown 5999. Either way, the food was great. I had the pancake rolls. It was really good. Praying that my stomach is nice to me. Please. I've been trying to get money out of an ATM because, of course, even though I knew about this trip for a while, I waited till the last minute. And so I was like, oh, I'll just get money when I'm out there. I tried at an ATM twice and it declined my card, so maybe I need to go to another ATM. I'm hoping I can get cash out. I don't need to get that much cash out, maybe like $100. So I do have that tuk-tuk tour, so I'm gonna ask them to take me to the ATM and see if that works. I'm not in this life for stuff like that. I need to figure out how I can turn this into my reality, like, crazy. This is a nice beach, and it's nice because it's right on the property, so you don't have to travel far if you stay here. Very cute. My slope is right over there. Very close. I just love being in the water. One of my goals within the next year is to like learn how to swim. I know that's so bad. I love being in the water and I cannot swim, but like I need to learn and I'm determined to learn. I want to be able to feel safe in the water and like go deeper than what I can feel like on my feet. So that's one of the goals. So this is how the rest of the property looks like. It's very big. So I just wrapped up chilling at the beach. I was here for a couple hours. So while we're at it, I'll just give you a tour of the property. There's one private beach here and then there's another over there. This is the Bluest restaurant. Iguana, that thing huge. A pool. And then this is the other beach. And then this is the blue wing. The food is great. And the view is very nice. I just need water. I haven't gotten water. And I've been trying to flag someone down. All right, we are all ready for our little tuk-tuk tour. It's a 2-hour tour around the city, around the capital. So I'm gonna head to the lobby downstairs. I hope I get a really good driver. So I found this tour on Viator, one of the two. Tomato. I found it on that and it had mostly good reviews. There was a couple that were like, oh, the guide that I got was kind of so I really hope I get a really fun guide who wants to like take me everywhere. But I'm excited. I'll be able to see the city a little bit more. What else, child? Oh yeah, and this is the outfit of the day. Excuse the mess in the back, just moved in. Lego.
So, after they have established the forts, right away they started with the exportation of slaves from West Africa to the island of Curaçao. And from this point, they sold the slave with other islands and other countries. Right? Now, as we dive, you will see where they stored the slaves.
Okay.
But that was their main business for decades, slave trade. But in 1795, one particular slave named Tula, a massive black guy, he started with the revolution of slavery. Yeah? And thanks to him, in the early 1800s, started the process of abolition of slavery, abolishment of slavery. Yeah? Officially, it became abolished in 1863, just like in the US, but it started way earlier right here.
Yeah.
When that happened, the Dutch said, no, this island is useless to us. So they left the island. When they left the island, the British men, who were also pirates, they came in. They came in and they took control of the ABC Islands for like 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah? So again, Spanish man, Dutch, English.
Right.
After 10 years, the Dutch came back. And when they came back, they started with all the evolution, exploitation of the economy. Mr. Loaiza did this one.
It's beautiful.
These lines are not only for beauty, but they are a pathway, a guidance to bring the visitors to the different artworks. Like this one, here we have a plastic dome. Done by the same guy who did the dog, Omar Slane, did the plastic dome.
Okay.
It's a setup of plastic bottles placed in specific shapes. And when the sun is right here, yeah, it will all reflect upon the floor.
Okay.
This one has been titled The Mermaid of Otrobanda.
It's so beautiful. And then I see there's one over here. There's a painting over here.
Yes, over here we have another one. This one was done by the Dutch artist, Miss Nina Valkov.
Wow.
Now you see that bird in yellow? That's called the Gyal. As humans can identify from a distance which is male, which is female.
Okay. How?
This one is a female. The females have a yellow head,
Oh, okay.
while the males have a black head.
Oh, okay.
Besides that, the
Yeah.
females have multi-white lines on the wings, while the male has only one white line per wing.
Woo, baby. It has been a day. Ooh, don't look at the mess. I just moved it. Anyway, it's been a day. I've had a great day. So I know earlier I had said I was going on a 2-hour tuk-tuk tour around the city, and I was hoping that I had a really good guide. Thank goodness I had a great guide. Shout out to JC. He showed me everywhere that I needed to see. As you saw the clips, it was great. I had a great time. Showed me a lot of artwork, told me a lot of history. Every time I travel outside of the country, obviously, like most countries have been colonized by, you know, someone. And so for me, it's always interesting to hear the perspective from the natives, how they interact with the colonizers. So Curaçao, Curaçao was colonized by the Dutch, but also has Spanish influence, and then yeah, right, but mainly, you know, the Dutch own this island. And I asked him, I said, so like, how do the natives feel about the whites, the Dutch? And he said, which it was very interesting, he said that for him personally, he's not like the animosity that like most black people, very warranted, let me say that, have towards white America and like a lot of white Americans, that it doesn't really translate over here. So he gave me the example of like, yeah, there's the older generation that are like, oh, the Dutch, blah, 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 blah. But the younger generation are kind of like, okay, let's move past it. Like, what are we gonna do to move forward? Which I think we do have a hint of that. Well, I mean, we have hints of that in the US, but I think like a lot of the older generation, you know, is sick of the US's BS. And so is the younger generation, like, you know. And so for me, it was interesting. He also was telling me about how like the Dutch are not really racist towards the native people here, and when I mean native, like the black people here, that they're not really racist. Like, there might be comments that are said here and there, like for example, he said like if you go to a certain beach and they see the Dutch see a couple of black people, they might say, oh, the flies are here, which is crazy because in the US sometimes we are referred to as cockroaches, which is fucking horrible. But he said that, but he also said, which was a little conflicting, he also said that like he would go to an establishment like that, like he was saying that the restaurant where the people say, oh, the flies are here, like he doesn't mind going to a place like that, and he basically would like act correct in a sense of like, so I guess like the stereotype here is that, you know, black people are loud, they complain, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. And so for him, he's like, well, I would still go to an establishment like that and show them that I'm not like that. And I think in the US, obviously that's like a problematic, that could be like a problematic mindset, right? Like for some people, because it's kind of like, okay, why are you trying to adhere to the white man, you know what I'm saying? And when he said that, low-key, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, for real, like, fuck them. Like, if we just gonna really get down to it, if you want to be racist, okay, fine. Like, I'm not gonna come around you, I'm not gonna spend my money, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, I don't even care to improve my behavior to be a good black person. Like, I don't care, because at that point, like, I feel like I'm dancing for the man, you know? And so that was interesting that he said that, and so that he doesn't usually hang around places where there's a lot of black people who act that way. And you know, I know that there would be some people in the US that would agree with that. Basically, like, you know, he also like talked about the hood here and how, like, you know, the places in Curaçao or the places in the capital, there's just a lot of parallels to the US. So they'll play a lot of dominoes, they'll be loud, they'll get drunk, belligerent, stuff like that, and he chooses to stay away from areas like that, which is fair, right? I think if you're not into that, like, that's fair to not to be around that. But I think, like, I don't know, I think for me it was just interesting to have that conversation for him. And I'm not trying to judge him, because I just think, obviously, like, I grew up in the US and there's just a lot of racial issues, and I just see race a different way. But it was interesting to talk about race with him, because a lot of the things that he said contradicts my thinking, like, you know. But I was also willing to listen to him to understand, because also black people are not a monolith, like, we know that, and the experiences of black people all over the world is truly different. And so, you know, talking to him, I did realize that black people, not realize, like, I fucking knew that, but black people, we have a lot of things that in general that we do and we go through, but depending on where you grew up, you see race differently, and how you interact with your colonizers is truly different. So it was very interesting. But JC the GOAT, he was so nice. He took me to the ATM, so I was able to, you know, figure out my ATM problem. I guess that bank that I went to, it was just not, I told him I went to that bank. He was like, yeah, don't go there. And so I was able to get the money that I needed, but they charged me $10, bro, to take out some money. But I finally got my money, so I'm gonna make that stretch, okay? And then I was like, oh, like, is there a grocery store nearby? Like, you can just tell me and I'll walk there later. And he was like, and mind you, this is after our tour. Like, our tour ended at 6. It was like 6:05, and I asked him, we were on the way back to the hotel, and he was like, oh, I'll just take you, like, run it real quick. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. So I grabbed 2 big jugs of water, and I was like, I'm gonna be quick, blah blah blah. So I got my money, I got my water, and then I went in and got it. And then he brought me back, and I was like, the GOAT. So he did give me his number. So leave a comment if you do want his information. And like I said, I will put the link to where I booked this excursion. But also he said that he is trying to at one point start his own business doing like tours in general, and you know, the tuk tuk is one of his tours. Learned a lot. I'm a history nerd, so like anytime I get a chance to learn some history about the place I'm visiting, I'm down for it. Yeah, I went to eat at this Mexican spot. It was good. So I went in there thinking I'm gonna get churros and tacos and that's it. And then I was like, well, let me just get some fries since I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? So I had the tacos. The chicken tacos were bomb. Even their chips and salsa, bomb. It was so good. In my mind, I was like, I'm just gonna get churros and tacos. But then I had fries. And then I didn't get the churros because I ate the tacos and the fries, and I got full. And then I was like, I don't wanna, I'm gonna have to come back and get it. And I didn't want to bring it back because I know I'm not gonna eat it and I shouldn't be eating late. The food was great, and you know, I walk back and they're having live music by the restaurant, so I sit down for a little bit. It was a cute little vibe or whatever. They played turn me on, turn me on, turn me on, turn me on. You really think that you're gonna get away from me? You better change your mind. You know you're going home with me tonight. I was there like, okay, hug me, kiss me, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my shit. Yeah. So now I'm back. I'm gonna, you know, check in on my friends and family, and then I'm going to shower. It's 8:17. It's so funny because on my itinerary I did say I was going to go out with a question mark, but the thing is, I'm a little stressed. You know, this is only my second solo like trip, and going out at night stresses me out a little bit. Not the part about getting there, because I can take a taxi, like whatever. I think it's just being in the environment at night alone versus like during the day. I think during the day I'm comfortable, I'm fine, like whatever. You know, if I don't go out, it's fine, because honestly I don't even go out in the States. Like, I think I've reached, I've already reached it years ago. I haven't really been going out, so I'm okay with that. So if I don't go, it's fine. I'm not tripping over me. I'll be here drinking my water and sleeping. Tomorrow's agenda, what is tomorrow's agenda? Oh, tomorrow is the sea trek. Tomorrow is the sea trek. So you know, I don't know why I be picking shit. Because what's wrong with me? Not what's wrong with me. Like I said, I love being in the water. I cannot swim. I know, I'm working on it. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna learn how to swim, okay? I'm gonna learn how to swim. But the sea trek thing will be interesting. It said no swimming required, so that's why I did it, okay? But that's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for that, but I'm also a little nervous. But you know, you have to do things that make you a little nervous. You know, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, that's the sea trek thing. And then I think I'm gonna explore downtown more. But yeah, I've had a great day, and I'm excited to bring you guys for day 2. Good morning. It's been a great day. Great morning. Heading off to the sea trek adventure today. So I got up this morning. I went and had breakfast at Saint-Tropez. The breakfast is okay. Like, it wasn't like spectacular, but I was also hungry and I was kind of like on a time crunch. I wanted to go to Come, but I don't even know if it's open for breakfast, but that's where I wanted to go, but I was on a time crunch just because I was like, I need to eat, then I need to come back, I need to pack, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm getting ready to be picked up for the sea trek. Inshallah, everything will go great. Sometimes I like book excursions and I'm like, yes. And then like the excursion, it's time to do it. And then I'm like, girl, what the fuck was you thinking? But you know what? It's going to be fun. If I can jet ski to a glacier for the first time, I can walk underwater. It's fine. It's fine, right? Yeah, just break for me. All right. Just got back from the sea trek. I had a great time. Yes, round of applause, round of applause. Okay, was your girl stressed? Of course. I'm always stressed when I try something new, right? And like I said, I don't know how to swim. We're working on it. Anyway, of course I was stressed, but it was me. Thankfully, it was a small group, so I think that's what like made me feel a little bit better. So it was just me and 2 other people. And everybody was really nice, and it was super easy when we got there. We did the waiver online, and then they went through the signs of like, you know, this means are you okay, you're good, follow me, stop, you know, those signs. And if you're not okay, you go like this. They talked to us about the helmets. What else, child? Yeah, and so it was like, you know, leading up to it, I was like, yeah, I do what the fuck are you doing? But you know what? It's really good to put yourself out there and to try new things. And I always try and challenge myself to do something new. And you know, I almost didn't do it because I was a little stressed. I was like, do I want to do an activity where I'm by myself like this, or you know? But I was like, you know, I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I had a great time. I do wish it was longer. It felt like it was kind of short, but either way, it was a great time. And they took pictures and videos of us. They gave you like fish food, and the fish will come up to you and like, you know, get the food, and they'll have you pose. And I was like jumping. I was like, okay, hold on, yeah, jump man. So it was fun. I had a great time. The people that I was with were really nice too. They're like, oh, you are solo, and I was like, yeah. And you know, I think like being solo, I also am careful about who I tell that I'm here solo, because in my mind, before I leave, I always try and have like a backstory, just so that, just in case someone asks like if you're sketchy or not, then I'll say like, maybe I am here alone, or no, I'm here to visit my very strong husband who's a millionaire and has military ties. Okay, so I'm trying nothing. But they were very nice. I didn't get the vibe that they were like creepy or anything. The operators of the sea trek were very nice. They picked me up from the Villa Beach Hotel, and it was only $15. And you could pay for that when you get there. And then the pictures and videos are normally $50, which is like kind of steep. And they don't let you bring your own GoPro. Not that I have a GoPro, but like if I wanted to, I couldn't bring it. Except for safety concerns. Honestly, I think it's just to make money. But anyway, they took pictures, videos, and because I was by myself, they only charged me $30, and I was like, yes, and then $15 for the transport, so $45 total. So it was a great experience. I definitely recommend it. I will put the link in the caption below. Yeah, so I had a great time. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely going to shower, and then I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go to downtown today, walk around. It's 12:44. So I'm trying to figure out if I should have dinner. I think I should have dinner in downtown instead of lunch. And then I can like Uber back. I guess I'm trying to figure out what my move is. But definitely going to shower. Or honestly, I might just go to the pool since I'm already in swimwear. Chill for a couple hours. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna figure some shit out. And y'all gonna be right here along for the ride. So you know what it is. It's so damn hot here. Jeez. Oh my goodness. I just been mindlessly walking around. I'm gonna head back to the hotel though because it's super hot and I need to relax. I need to drink more water. I'm dehydrated as hell. I stopped for a smoothie. Well, actually not stopped. I actually went back near the food hall and they were selling smoothies, so I got one. And it's pretty good. Reporting live from Sweatyville. Bro, it is so hot here. I am confused. I had to bring my ass right back. It's so freaking hot. Woo. So originally when we were last on screen, I was like, I'm gonna go to the pool because I already have my bathing suit on. And then I got a little surprise, so I was like, okay, I can't go in the water right now because I wasn't prepared for the surprise. I gotta go get things to handle the surprise. So I said, well, I'm gonna go to that food hall, which the food hall was really good. When I walked in there was like maybe like 6 or 7 different like stalls, and I just like walked down to see, not everybody was there. I pulled up at like close to closing, like at like 2:10, and they closed at 3, and they pretty much had the same like items. And so I tried to go on the reviews really quick. Like I said, I got there at closing, so I didn't have a lot of time to like sit and like scroll through all the reviews. But I settled on the first place because that's where most of the locals were, and I was like, okay, let me go there. And I stood at the front for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, why is no one acknowledging me? Like, that's crazy. Like, and then I turned around, and then I saw that they had like a counter where you were supposed to put your order. So I asked the lady, I was like, I'm supposed to put my order over there? She said, yes, sweetheart. I said, So I put my order in. I got the chicken stew. Bomb. It was so good. Everybody was nice. It's just so funny how like off rip, like, well, it's like half and half, right? So some people will automatically know that I'm American and they'll just start speaking to me in English, and then other people will speak to me in Papiamentu or in Spanish, and I'm like, I'm sorry, honey. Sorry to disappoint you, from the United States. I'm even disappointed myself, but it's fine. But everyone was really nice. So then after that, I was like, well, let me go walk around. Pause, side note, the way I've been, well, I don't want to say like, well, maybe catcalled has been crazy, not gonna lie. I've had men like, hey mommy, da, 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 da. And yeah, like as I'm walking, like people are honking their horns, and I'm like, for me, pull over, that ass too fat. Okay, focus. But it's that, it's them saying stuff. There was this one guy, he was like, you're so beautiful. I was like, thank you, whatever. I walked away, and then I had my smoothie, and then he's like, no wonder why you're beautiful, you're drinking the fruit. And I was like, but anyway, focus. No. But I will say the catcalling is not like I'm scared for my life type of catcalling. It's just like people saying stuff, and then you go about your day, you just smile and, you know, keep moving, or you say thank you, whatever. But it's not like, I'm not like, oh my god, like let me clench my pearls, like I'm fighting for my life type shit. Just walked around after, just like aimlessly walked around. I did have to go to the ATM again. And that $10 fee with my ass again, because like I said, I'm renting a car, and when I looked online, a lot of the places are cash only, and I was like, you know what, I'm also going to the beach. I'm trying to go to 2 beaches before I leave, and so I'm like, I'm probably gonna need cash there. I know I need an entrance fee. I bought I've you know, been trying to use cash instead of my credit card and stuff, and so I was like, fuck, let me just stop. So I got some more money and incurred another $10 fee. This will teach me next time to bring my own cash. So I decided today to come to a throat nip, very last minute. So I was supposed to go tomorrow, but I think I want to go to Curaçao tomorrow. So I had to switch up my plans, but I got up early, got my rental car early. I was supposed to pick it up at 10, I was able to get it around 8, and then I drove out here. The driving wasn't really that bad. I think I like psyched myself out, but it's beautiful here. The water is so blue. Crazy. And the water is warm too. It's not too cold, which is great. So we are back in the rental car. I'm still in the parking lot of Grove Nip, but it was beautiful. It's raining right now, but you know, in the Caribbean, let me turn this shit down so you can hear me. So in the Caribbean, when it rains, it will rain like it will, you know, like sparsely, right? It'll rain for like 10-15 minutes and then it'll go away. This morning I woke up and it was raining. And so, but anyway, beautiful beach. I would definitely recommend. It's small, so like I wouldn't recommend staying here all day. They have beach chairs here. It costs $15. They do also have a shower, but you have to pay. It's $1 guilder. I was like, $1 guilder after I already spent all this money is too much. But they have that. They have stands here. They have a smoothie stand. I think there's someone selling food. I came on a Sunday. I got here at around 10 a.m. and there was plenty of parking. Now people are starting to pull up now. I got here at the right time. But beautiful water. Oh my god, the water was so blue. It reminds me of the water in the Cayman Islands. Like, the agenda now, since I'm already on the west side, I'm gonna find some food because I literally did not eat. I went to go get the rental car and then I packed my shit and I was like on the road. So I'm gonna find food on the west side since I'm already here. There's a place that's like a mile away. I just gonna make sure my attire is okay to eat there. I might stop at another beach, but yeah, like I was saying, the beach is beautiful. I don't think I personally, obviously I'm not spending all day here because it is small. I think you could pair it with another beach that's on this side of the island. I think that would make sense. So that's what I'm gonna do possibly, but all I know is I need to eat and I need to use the bathroom. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, okay. So I'm trying conch for the first time. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. It has a chewy texture. But it's not bad, it's really salty. Reporting live. We are back at the hotel. I went to Mi Familia for dinner. I got pizza because it was, you know, I didn't know on Sundays it was pizza night only, even though I had the intention of getting pasta. Either way, we walked all the way there. It was only a 10-minute walk. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here because I've been trying to go to Mi Familia since 1927, and I don't know, something just always kept coming up, or I was just like lazy to walk. But I said, you know what, today I'm going to do it, and I did it, and I got there and all they had was pizza. So I had the vegetarian pizza and it was good. It wasn't like, oh my, mind blowing, like when I come back, like that's what I want to eat. Like, it was alright. Like, it was cool. It was cool. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't nasty. It was good. So yeah, and then I walked back. It's around it's 7:22. It's 7:22 right now. So yeah, I walked back to my hotel, 10-minute walk. It was a little dark outside, so I called one of my friends and I was just on the phone with him, so I felt, you know, a little bit safer. Not that I feel unsafe in Curaçao. I don't feel unsafe. But like I said, there is a lot of catcalling. Like earlier, this guy like stopped his car and was like talking to me, and I was just like, I said, sorry, it's okay, I'm good, thank you. But I don't think anyone's gonna like jump out their car and fucking kidnap me. Like, I haven't gotten that vibe, but there has been a lot of catcalling. Today was a great day. I was a little nervous about driving. I think driving in a foreign country is just like, it's a little crazy. It is. However, in Curaçao, I do understand that it is needed if you want to see the island. I think it's important that you do get a rental car. This isn't my first time driving outside of the US. My first time driving was my first solo trip in Martinique, and that was chaos. Like, I loved Martinique. I would absolutely recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't recommend it for your first solo trip because, like, honestly, I just be doing whatever the fuck I want to do. But I wouldn't recommend it for your first solo trip. But you absolutely needed a car to get around, and I don't regret getting a car. Like, was it stressful as hell? Absolutely, but I don't regret it. And so with Curaçao, kind of the same thing, because, you know, I picked the Villa Beach Hotel because it's close to a lot of things. So, like, I could either walk or, you know, whatever. So I didn't feel like I needed a car for the amount of time that I was going to be here. But to go to the west side to see the beaches, like, it was, I felt like obviously it's important. It's like an hour and some, not an hour and some change. It's about an hour drive to Groot Nip, which is where I went. And the water, oh, it was beautiful. And then after that I went to Casa Abo, and it was beautiful as well. And I'm glad I had the rental car. But like I said, I was a little stressed, but I was like, you know what, God didn't bring me all the way here just to leave me, okay? He's with me everywhere I go. So we just prayed and we listened to no music on the way. We was just focused on the road. And honestly, driving here is not that bad. When you're in the city, it's a little stressful because the roads are like blah blah blah. But once you get to like the countryside or like the rural areas, it's fine because it's just one road up and down, you know. A lot of the same signs that they have in Martinique they have here. But then I honestly, it was I rarely saw speed limits. Like on the highway 80 kilometers, but like everywhere else I didn't see no damn speed limit. Versus Martinique, everywhere you turn, boom 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 boom. So that was interesting. Thankfully I knew some of the signs from Martinique, which, I mean, it wasn't that many. Like, I know the no passing sign, that's universal, you know, don't enter, shit like that. But there were other signs for like the Dutch here that made no sense. U-turn sign, it looks like you could U-turn there, but if you don't look up the signs before you go, you gonna look fucking stupid and you might get in a car accident. So I absolutely recommend that you look up the signs. You look up the road signs of the place that you're gonna go visit if you're gonna be renting a car, so you are at least familiar. I'm not saying you gotta know everything, but like, had I not looked that up, I would have been out here trying to do a fucking U-turn and then got pulled over. So there was stuff like that. And some of the roundabouts, like, I feel like in the US, when you're in a roundabout, the people coming in are yielding to you. But here they have some roundabouts where people are, you know, when you're coming into the roundabout, the people coming in are yielding to you. But then they have other ones where the people inside the roundabout are yielding to the people coming in. So I'm like, girl, what is going on? This is confusing. But alhamdulillah, we were all good. Got there, had a great day. Tomorrow, Klein Curaçao, I'm going with Mermaid Tours, so we'll see. From the research, the brief research I did, it seems like they're the best company to go with. The hotel also had like a 10% discount, so I signed up through them. And it seems like they have like good facilities, like when you get to Klein Curaçao, and like they have bathrooms and stuff like that. They have snorkel gear. I heard the food is good. You are also the first people to get to the beach and the last to leave, so you're really there all day. So yeah, tomorrow I'm just praying that I don't get seasick. I think after that we'll be okay, but I'm definitely gonna take some motion sickness pills before I go, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We're at Klein Curaçao. I'm in this little hut all by my little self, and that's fine. But it's also like all the way in the back. Whatever. I'm eating breakfast. Eat before you come if you can. The breakfast was bread and cheese, and then like tomato and cucumbers, and then they have fruit. That's it. So don't expect a heavy breakfast. But the water is beautiful. got sand all over my face. We're at the lighthouse right now. I met some lovely women who have been super nice to me. And we've been chatting it up. Came to the lighthouse. The top has a really nice view. And yeah, enjoying my last full day in Curaçao. I'm sad. Should I move here? And there is the shipwreck. Well, there's both of them. This one wrecked in 1980, I believe, and this one in 2007. They were saying that it's not really worth to like go see. It's on the other side of the island. I can see it from here, so that's good enough for me. I hope the water, I hope the camera is clear. I apologize in advance. It's in a screen protector. I'm screaming, it's not clear. Okay, now it's clear. This water is so blue. Hello. When I tell you today has been a day. Firstly, a great day, amazing day. So last night I last minute booked the mermaid tour to Curaçao. I do not regret it. I had the time of my life. Now the boat left at 6:15 a.m. so not 6:15, they came to pick me up at 6:15. The boat left at 7. So I had to get up at the ass crack of dawn to get ready. Originally I was scared to do the excursion because I was scared of being like seasick, even with taking motion sickness pills, which I did feel a little seasick, I'm not gonna lie, but it was well worth the trip. It was an hour, I think an hour and 30 minutes to get there. You get on this boat, there was maybe like, maybe less than 100 people on the boat with me. I went with Mermaid Cruises. We got there. The boat doesn't pull up all the way to shore. You get on smaller boats and then you get to shore. We got there. They set up breakfast, which if you're able to eat before you go, absolutely eat before you go. The breakfast was pitiful. It was like bread with cheese, and then you can put tomatoes or cucumbers, and then they have like banana and oranges. That's it. I had bread. I took the cheese off. And then I had banana, and then I took an orange with me to go. But when I first got there, you know, I was the first one of the first people to get on the smaller boats to get off. And then some people swam from the boat to shore, so they were like claiming spots. And I got there and I was just like, oh damn, like they took all the good spots. So I was like, I guess I'll have the little place in the back. So I went and sat there, and then like no one joined me, and I was like, okay, like this is gonna be whatever. It is what it is, right? And then I was looking around. I was like, damn, I should have asked like somebody if I could join them, but whatever. I was just like, I'll take my L. It is what it is. Cool. So then I put my stuff down. I go in the water, and there's these like 3 black girls that I see, but I'm not sure if they're like Black American, if they're locals, whatever. And they had passed me earlier, and I heard them speaking Papiamentu, so I was like, oh, they're local, which is not anything bad. I was just like, oh, I don't know if they speak English, like I don't know how this is gonna go, whatever. So I get in the water and I see one of the girls, and I really like her hair, so I was like, oh, I like your hair. And she was like, oh, thank you. And so we started talking, and she was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from the US, blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah, I grew up in Curaçao, but I live in the Netherlands. So we talked about that. She was really nice, and she was like, oh, you're solo. So we had a whole conversation. Very, very sweet girl. And she was like, oh, you can move your stuff like and come sit with us. I was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, like. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. Honestly, those 3 girls, they made my experience on Curaçao, because honestly, if I didn't have them, I still would have had a good time, but it would have been a silent time, which obviously with solo trips, like it comes with that. Like sometimes you're just not gonna talk to anybody, and honestly, that's okay. But for the majority of my trip, I've had like small conversations with people. But this one, like, we talked the entire time. Like, they were so sweet, very nice. We walked over to the lighthouse. We took some pictures there. Yeah, it was great. And then we had lunch. Lunch was very nice. It was really cool with Mermaid Tours. They offer halal meat, so I just requested it and they had it on the side for me. So the food was good. It wasn't horrible. Like, breakfast was but the food for lunch was good, and it was plenty of food. And then what else happened, child? And then, yeah, I was just going in and out of the water. One of the same girl that I mentioned, she took pictures for me, which was great. And yeah, and I talked to her about, you know, the relationship between the Dutch and the locals, and we had a conversation about that. And, you know, it kind of aligned with what my tour guide said, as far as like everybody's just trying to move forward and not really look at the past. It was nice to meet local girls from Curaçao, because I feel like everybody that I have been talking to are like Dutch or from somewhere else, so that was really cool. So they gave me insight into the country and everything. And then it was interesting because I was like, that's why America has to do better, because off rip she speaks like 5 languages. I'm just like, the US is so embarrassing, so embarrassing. So we talked about that. And a lot of people, she said when she first saw me, she was like, oh, I didn't know if you were from Curaçao. Like, I saw you and I was like, oh, I think she's like from here. And then obviously I opened my mouth and then let out a big disappointment, honey. And that's what I was doing the whole day, disappointing people left and right. They'll speak to me in Papamento and I'm like, excuse me? And they're like, what? I thought you were a local. And I'm like, for real? I do look like I belong here. I do. But unfortunately, I have to disappoint you and hit you with this English. Either way, everybody was super nice. Had a great time. When I tell you I'm worn out, we were there, like I said, we left at 6:15. We didn't get to the island until about 8:30. There all day. Then we left the island around 3:30, and then we didn't get here till 5. So when I tell you I'm beat, honey. I didn't even make it out the hotel for dinner. I just went to the Blues. I went to the Blues restaurant here at the Villa Hotel, and honestly, the food was very good. And I had a very nice server. He was very nice. Client Curaçao, wonderful. Oh, and then I met this lady on the boat. She was so sweet. I love like when I meet like older couples and they just kind of like, they go into like parent mode. Like, I think for me, it makes me feel safe. And like I was kind of feeling a little sick, so she was giving me tips on like how to do that, and we were talking about how much we enjoyed the island, and she was just so sweet. She was complimenting me. She's like, oh, you're so beautiful. I was like, oh my god, like, don't stop. But she was really sweet. She talked about, she's from Holland, so she talked about that and how her and her husband want to move to the island like permanently once he retires. So I'm like, that is so cool. And then at the end she was like, can I give you a hug? And I was like, yeah. So we hugged at the end. She gave me a little kiss on the cheek. Like, she's very sweet. But yeah, it was a great day, and I'm very glad that I did this last minute. Like, I was literally not gonna go, and I was just like, fuck it, you're here, just do it. And I did it, and I had a great time, and the seasickness was worth it. I will say the water was rough. It was, going there and coming back was rough as fuck. So just keep that in mind, honey. And I took my, you know, seasickness, my motion sickness pills like an hour before, like 45 minutes to an hour before I was gonna get on the boat. So I was still feeling, honestly, I'm kind of still feeling the effects, but I'm also really tired because I was in the sun all day, so it could be that. I had a great day to end my last full day in Curaçao. And so yeah, tomorrow I'm just gonna get breakfast. I have to get gas for the rental car, and then back to America. So ghetto. Literally my last day in Curaçao, and I'm sick to my stomach, bro. I literally don't want to leave. I got up this morning, I went and got gas for the rental car. They take cash only. There are some spots that might take debit or credit, but honestly, don't chance it, just get cash. And then I went and got breakfast at downtown, $59.99. Showered and packed, and airport transfers on the way. Curaçao was so good to me. Like, I just had the time of my life. I felt super safe. The food was good. The staff at the Villa Hotel was amazing. I mean, I'm gonna miss waking up to this amazing view. Like, bruh, Huh? And apparently it snowed today in Charlotte, so that's fun. So excited. I thank God for allowing me to come out here, experience the culture, take a break from the hectic life of the US, and I cannot wait to come back. Like, it was just simply amazing. I have no words. Like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, it's been a great trip. All smiles, great vibes, truly deserved and well needed trip. If you are able to solo travel, I highly recommend it. I think like a lot of people are scared, myself included, when I first, I mean, this is only my second trip, but I think like it's important to like be alone with yourself. You are so powerful and capable when you are alone and forced to be alone and you have to figure out things by yourself. And I think it really shows you that you can really do anything. If you are scared to solo travel, I think you should start small. Go to a city by yourself for the day, work up to a weekend. Then from there, it's baby steps. Like, I'm not saying go down to the deep end, because one thing about me, I'm gonna go down to the deep end. For Curaçao, I definitely recommend it for solo female travel. And I think it's a great place, especially like for your first solo trip. They speak multiple languages here. It was easy to get around with English, so I didn't have to worry about that. And I think it's a great first start compared to like Martinique, where like mainly everyone spoke French. My French is horrible, like it's non-existent. And I still was able to make it, so I felt like this was an easier solo trip for me. So I would definitely recommend it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next vlog, all right?